Hi everyone! So everybody's been begging me for a while now to do a little tutorial. I'm running out of time because I have to go pick up the kids, so I can do a quick tutorial just with some new products that I received today. So as of today, we're going to become stockists for Stila Cosmetics as well. The proper authentic ones. So you'll be able to get your Stila Cosmetics at Halo as well. So now we'll be stocking some Halo products, we'll be doing Eyeliner, and then also the Stila products. So I just received it. There are a few things of Stila that I actually do love. When I went to New York a few years ago when I was pregnant with Kian, I bought the liners, which I loved. And then because it's a nice fine point and it gives you a very nice thin line to do a perfect sharp ending. And then also when I went to England for my makeup course there with P. Louise, I discovered the Stila liquid eyeshadows. One of the looks that I created there that had the most views and was the most popular. All my brides, all my matric farewell girls bring me that specific picture. And the eyeshadow that was on there was actually created with this liquid eyeshadow. So now I'm happy that I am able to supply it to my clients who love that look. So I'm going to start, like I said, there's some of the products that I've never used before. So I'm going to try for the first time. This is the One Step Prime from Stila. So let's put that over the entire face. Okay, so what a primer does is it prepares your skin for the foundation that is coming. If you're using a proper primer, like I know Eyeliner also has the proper pre-base, which actually protects your pores, because what happens is that the makeup that we wear every day is starting to enlarge your pores over time. And I don't know if you know this, but once a pore is big, you can never make it small again. That's why you'll see they're very clever with advertisements. They always say, make the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles appear better, but they'll never say make it small again. So what this does, it protects your pores so that it can't stretch, and also if you already have the pore, so I have a little bit of large pores, I don't know if you can see, but what it does is it penetrates into the pore, fills it up so that when you put your foundation on, you get a very nice smooth appearance. And that is what I also love about the Eyeliner one, because that's what you can actually see the difference. This one appears to have the same effect. It feels like a moisturizer, so it's nice. I've got very dry skin, so it gives me that extra moisture that I need. Okay, so let me start. I'm going to use the foundations. Let's see what the color comes out as. I love the packaging. So this is the Hide and Check Fluid Foundation. So let's see what it looks like. I'm going to use my Bitch Face foundation brushes. I love the foundation brushes. You can get a set of 11 for something like, it's really not expensive. It's under 400 Rand. So I really love the Bitch Face. Okay, so I'm going to start with the foundation. The color that I'm using is what is the color? Medium number 3. I think the color looks good. And that I'm going to put all over the face. Remember to always blend down into your neck, because what happens is we don't tan this part if we're not lying in the sun. So you must always blend it down into your neck. Hide those mom bags. Coverage is quite good. And blend it down into the neck, nose. And I always place the foundation over my eyelids. A little bit more. And we'll do the forehead. All right. I think that's good. Okay. Foundation done. So what I always like is to, because I have a problem with dark circles, you can still see it coming through. I would always put a concealer over that is lighter, either a concealer or a foundation in lighter color. That's what I love about the Eyeliner ones, because I'm normally this color, and then I can just go for a lighter shade under my eyes, and that's also what I always use to highlight if I want to do a little bit of contouring, to make myself look thin and make my nose look nice and thin and straight, because somebody told me I have a skew nose. I did not know that before they said that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a foundation brush, and I'm going to take the Eyeliner Light Beige Concealer, and I'm going to add it under my eyes, and I always take a little bit over the bone. Okay, and now I just blend it. The more coverage you want, the more you'll just do a tapping movement. Okay, then I'll go back to my my first brush, and then I'll just make sure that you don't see lines. So just get everything nice and blended. Okay, get that part nice and blended. This is also what I love about that that Beach Face brush set, because you also get small brushes in there that look like this. They are fantastic for buffing out. So I'll use these to just buff out these edges so that you have no lines and you've got that perfect blending effect. With whatever is left on this brush, I'm going to use this just to create a little bit of a highlight on my nose, and then take it out like a fountain on the forehead, and do a little bit of that to give me a sharper chin, to hide my round face. Okay, so that's done. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to add some powder, but because I've highlighted under my eyes, oh, one thing I forgot, I would also use the light beige for my eyes, because I have dark circles. It extends right to my eyelids, which makes me look very tired most of the time. So when you see me without makeup, don't think I'm sick or my husband is abusing me. I was born that way, okay? So if I have a little bit of a sinus or I'm just a little bit tired, it just shows so much more. So I always just put a little bit on the eyelids as well. Okay, now because I've used a lighter color under the eyes and for my highlighter areas, I would have to use a lighter powder as well. So I'm going to use the Eyeliner Skin Powder for under my eyes. This is a loose powder. What I love about loose powder is it really sets nicely. Just makes a mess sometimes, but it's okay. At this stage, you're still going to be wearing your nightgown or be naked, whatever. So I'm going to use this same brush that I used to buff out. I'm going to take my light powder, and then I am going to set right under the eyes and over that light area, so that I don't lose the lightness that I have created. Because if I go for my dark powder now, what will happen is that I would lose all of this highlighting that I've done. And because I've got a light color here, I'll add it right in this area as well, a little bit on the chin. This also helps if you have that, we've got pigmentation around your mouth. I would actually do a little bit of the light color around the mouth and then set with the powder. Just make sure that it blends in nicely, otherwise you look like a clown. Then the next I would do is set the eyelid with my powder. Okay, awesome. Light areas covered. Now to save time, I'm going to go for the biggest, fattest brush I can find. And now I'm going to use I can either do the nude powder, which will be my color, or I can do the compact of Eyeliner. It's a perfect color for me. So I'm going to use the compact. I love it. And then I'm just going to set the rest of my face with this powder. Powder is so incredibly important. I mean, without powder, your makeup is not going to last. Because you can imagine, the face is sticky. So, because the foundation is sticky, because it's a wet product. So everything else, eyeshadows, blushes, they're all powdered products. So if you're going to put it over the sticky part, it's going to go and it's going to stay there. You won't have that beautiful blending. So for me, powder is like almost everything. I love powder, but what I do hate is the fact that it makes me feel dry and it takes away my glow. So that's why I developed the freeze frame. So what this is going to do is, because the powder now, I don't have a glow. You see, I'm very matte and I love that glow. It mustn't look like I've got powder on. So the freeze frame will set the makeup, but it will actually give that glow back to you. You'll hear that with every other setting spray. If you shake it, it sounds like water. With the freeze frame, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a very thicker formula. So it actually like makes the powder melt into the skin, and then it doesn't look like you've got powder, but you can literally go to the gym and still have makeup on. We have proof of that actually. Okay, so now my face is set with my powder, it's dry, there's no more shine, so I know it's not gonna go and line the creases. All my wrinkles are ironed out, so it is completely set. Now I can start with my eyeshadows. So I have never used these before, the Stila eyeshadows. So let's see what happens. So first of all, I'm going to take a brush, just any type eyeshadow brush that's quite large, because I want to do a quick look. It's not going to be very intense. On another video, I'll show you a little bit more about going intense. So I'm going to use that color there. And I'm just going to apply it in my crease. Basically just giving a nice shadow, because I want a nice natural look today. Okay, I think that looks nice. Then what I can do is I can take another brush, also quite a large one, and I'm going to use this champagne color and place it on my lid, just for a little bit of a highlight. Okay, beautiful, subtle, I love it. Now I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to dust off the champagne color, and I'm going to use the Eyeliner. This is the Sugar. I love it. It's my favorite to highlight. I always use that on my my cheekbones to give a nice, beautiful highlight. And I'm just going to use that to give a nice highlight under the brow bone. Don't know if you can see that, and especially here in the corner of the eye. Okay, that just brightens up the eyes nicely. Next up, I'm going to take a brush, just a small brush, and I'm going to go for a color similar to this, but a little bit darker, because it's very faded, but I want a little bit more intensity under my eyes. So I'm going to use the Eyeliner. Excuse my palette, it's broken. I have a 1-year-old. And then I'm going to use the one called Chocolate and apply it just underneath the lash line. That will frame the eyes beautifully. And because I have powder on my face, I can just, if anything falls onto the face, I can just dust it off and it's untouched. But if you don't have enough powder, it's going to go and suck there, and it's going to look like somebody abused you a little bit. Okay, so that's my eyeshadows done. Now let me show you the liquid eyeliner. Oh, I love it. This is the Stila liquid liner. It's got the micro point, which is a very, very thin point to get that precision. So, okay, I have 34-year-old eyes, so I have to pull my eye flat to be able to get to that line. And let's make quite a nice, intense line. And then I will pull it out. And create a beautiful sharp point. Right to the lash line. And then get that point nice and thin. It's quite difficult doing this in a cell phone camera because I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, but I'm thinking that it's okay. All right, I just want that intensity because my eyeshadows is so subtle. I should have had a mirror here, but all right, I think this should do for the purposes that I want. Okay, so that is my liquid eyeliner. Now let's move on to the brows. So normally if I do intense eyeshadows, I will use my blonde pencil from Eyeliner, but because I'm doing quite a subtle eyeshadow, I'm going for my mocha brown from Eyeliner. You would need a brush like this, or just take an old mascara and wash it. And then I'm going to just fill in the brow, follow my own natural line, make sure it goes into a nice fine point, and comb it through so that it can become nice and natural. The side, and comb it through. All right, next up, this will be the first time that I'll be trying the Stila mascara. This is the Magnum Triple X mascara. So let's see what it does. I love the packaging. Okay. And you always want to wiggle it from the bottom to the top, touching each hair, because if you just wipe it like this, you just get the bottom lashes. But if you wiggle it, you push the mascara through the hairs to get every single hair touched. And wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There's a song like that. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay. And the bottom lashes. I always do the bottom lashes so that the eyes can open up nicely. The best way to test the mascara is what happens during the day, and then also when you remove it, what do you look like after that. Okay. Next up, let's do a little bit of contouring. I like to do what I call edit proof contouring, so I'm going to use the Alila color called Bayala. We sell them in these large sizes. This is the perfect color for all the white ladies, and then we have a darker one if you're a bit darker, like I would say Indian, to black skin, that is the chocolate. And then we have other colors if you are even darker than that. So I'm going to use it from the back to the front, right in the area where I would lose my weight first, to give me that indent effect. Like that. Then I would just contour a little bit around my forehead, definitely the sides of my nose. Make sure it's straight, because you can actually give yourself a skew nose. And then for my little double chin that I have here, I will just darken the bottom. Okay, that's my contouring. With contouring, because it's a brownish color, you would need color, because most of your foundations give you a proper coverage if that's the look that you want, which is what I always want. You would need color into your face. So I'm going to use the Alila, one of my favorites, called the Orange Glow. You can see it's my favorite. I'm not throwing it away, it's broken, but I'm holding on to it for dear life. So this will go if I smile in the fatty part of the cheek and over my contouring. Over my contouring. Okay. Next up, I am going to do some highlighter. What am I going to use? I always use my sugar, which is this one from Alila. I have tried the Stila once. Don't know if you can see. This one is called Opulence. Let's give it a try. So I am going to use a fan brush. It's my favorite brush to use when I'm highlighting. And I really put my brush in there. And then we'll just highlight the cheekbone. I think it gives a nice effect. And then on the bridge of the nose, a little bit on the chin. I think it's really nice. Okay. Next up, what do I need now? Lip liner. Okay, so I'm going to go for like a nude look. So I'm going to use my nude lip liner from Eyeliner. This one goes with all of your pink and your nudish lip colors. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow your own natural line. You can make the lip a little bit fuller, which I normally like to do. Fake it till we make it. And the bottom. Okay. What a lip liner does is it obviously establishes the line for where your lipstick is going to go. But the other thing that's really important is that if you're using moisturizing lipsticks, it could bleed into the lines and the lipstick can move. So what the lip liner does, most of it is gel formulas, so it blocks the lipstick from moving, so that especially if you have the little lines around the mouth, that it can just keep everything where it needs to go. So I'm going to use the Stay All Day liquid lipstick from Stila, and I'm going to, the color I'm using is Caramello. Oh, it smells like sweets. Delicious. So these are matte lipsticks. They are liquid when you put it on, but then it dries to a matte. Okay. All right. I think that looks really good. So if you don't like the feeling of matte lips, you can always use a gloss over. So this is the Stila gloss. I have very dry lips, so I sometimes struggle, especially in winter, with the feeling of the matte. When I'm really busy at work, I prefer wearing the mattes because I know that I don't have to touch up. It's going to last me the whole day. But most of the times I would just put a gloss over. So I just want to see what this gloss looks like. Beautiful. Okay, so I think I'm done. I think that looks cool. I'm not happy with the eyeliner just because I wasn't able to see nicely. But I also want to show you something that is a really nice for, so you go to work like this and then your girlfriends tell you, let's go out tonight. And you don't want to change much because once you spray on your freeze frame, I promise you this is going to stay on the entire day. So what you can do is just to change your look, is you can use these Stila liquid eyeshadows, and all you do is you just place it right in your or on your eyelid, just for a beautiful shine. Now remember, because they're liquid, they can smudge, so you have to keep your eye open that it doesn't touch the top lid. Okay, so now we have to dry it. Where's my fan? I have a fan somewhere. I have it here. Just to dry. How cute is this? I bought it at the Chinese shop. I think it's the cutest thing ever. I have one at home as well. My eldest likes to play with it. At least I know it can't break it really. And I don't know if you can see it, but it really has that metallic look. So it's great for nights out, or if you're a fashionista, you can wear it during the day. We've got them in all the colors. They come in purple and blue. Yesterday I had on a blue like this blue. It was beautiful. So please come and visit us and see everything that we've got. We won't be carrying all the stock in store all the time as of now. Eventually we will. So if there's something, if you know Stila, we have a brochure that you can browse through, that you can just view the products as well. And then of course we always have Alila, because you know me, I love Alila. One thing that you must always remember is with things like contouring, it's easy for me to show it to you, but now you go and sit in front of your mirror and you'll be like, I don't know where, because our faces are completely different. That's the same with like copying a picture. It will look really nice on the person, but when you put it on, it doesn't look the same because you have different features. So it's important for you to find out what is going to work best for you. That's why I would say book a session with me. My private Learn to Do Your Makeup Like a Pro classes, they really do work, because then we go into detail on your face. So I show you the contouring that's going to suit your specific face, because maybe you have a thin nose already, now we contour it and then you end up looking like Michael Jackson. So it's important that we find out especially what is necessary to do with your face. And then of course, if you want to become a makeup artist and you want to be able to do this to all the different faces there are in the world, then Halo Academy is definitely the best place for you to come, because I will be teaching you all my tricks. There are some things today that I did not share with you for obvious reasons, but I would love to teach all of you. And this was my first talking tutorial. I enjoyed it a lot. I will be doing much more of these. And this is my new office, because we moved into our new building in October already last year, but we've been busy with renovations. We're still busy, but one of these days I'm going to show you everything that we've got and what our stunning place looks like. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.